So good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So yesterday we had studied about the alimentary canal, है ना? So alimentary canal consists of how many parts? It start from mouth, it end at anus. It consists of mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, then esophagus. After that, stomach, small intestine, which consists of three parts: duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Then large intestine. Large intestine consists of two parts: colon and the rectum. This colon consists of again four parts: ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, and the sigmoid colon. And last part is the anus. So these are the different parts of alimentary canal. Now, beside this, we have a digestive glands. So digestive glands, there are three digestive glands present in our body. That is the salivary gland, then liver, and the pancreas. So let's see one by one about it. Okay. So firstly, we will see about the salivary glands. Salivary glands, these are multicellular glands, and they open into the buccal cavity, oral cavity. These are three pairs. One is sublingual. Then this sublingual, it is present below the tongue. If you turn your tongue, so you will see small opening. That opening is of sublingual sublingual gland. Then the second one is the submandibular. So this is the mandible bone, and here this on this side, this and this side, this submandibular gland is present. The third one is the parotid gland. So this parotid gland, it is present in front of the ear here on this side. Okay. So these are the three pairs of salivary glands present in the human being. These salivary glands, they have two type of secretory cells. So one is serous cells and the second is the mucus. So these serous cell, they will produce watery fluid, so which contain enzyme salivary amylase, or which is also called as ptyalin. The spelling of ptyalin is P-T-Y-A-L-I-N. The P is silent, so we call it as ptyalin. Okay. But the mucus cell, they produce mucus, which is sticky. As it is sticky, so it will bind the food, make it slippery, so that it will easily get swallowed into the next part of alimentary canal, because the parts, they are very delicate. Okay. So it should not get harm, and because of it, to make it slippery, here the saliva get mixed. Which saliva? The mucus saliva get mixed here. So this secretion of this salivary gland is called as saliva. Then about the second gland, that is the liver. Liver, it is the largest gland which is present in our body. It is dark red in color. It is present on the right side, just below the diaphragm. Okay. Its weight is near about 1 kg 500 gram. It is made up of two lobes. It is triangular in shape. The cell of liver, they produces bile juice. This bile juice, it is stored in small bag-like structure, which we call it as gallbladder. The gallbladder, it is present just behind the liver. Okay. So here, see, we had seen about this stomach. So this stomach, it is present on left side. Here diaphragm is there. Okay. And on the other side, on the right hand side, such type of liver is present. Okay. And behind this pouch-like structure is present. That pouch-like structure is called as gallbladder. So in gallbladder, this bile juice, which is secreted by the liver cell, that will get stored, and wherever, whenever that will be required, so that time it will get utilized. This liver, it secrete bile. What is the use of this bile then? So this, the bile, which is secreted by the liver, will emulsify fats, and it will make the food alkaline, because in the stomach, hydrochloric acid is secreted. This, and because of it, the food will make acidic. But to, hello, for complete digestion, pancreatic juice is required. And pancreatic juice, it will not act on the, this will not act on acidic food, and because of it, to make it alkaline, this bile will help. Again, it will store excess of glucose in the form of glycogen, which is used during starvation period. So if we are not getting any food, still we can survive, because in this liver, glycogen is present, and this glycogen, it will get converted into energy. In liver, excess amino acids convert into ammonia. That process is called as deamination. It synthesizes vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin K, and vitamin B12. So blood proteins like prothrombin, fibrinogen, which are responsible for blood clotting. So that blood clotting proteins, they are formed in the liver only. Beside this, these liver they produces RBCs during early development, and thus they act as a hemopoietic organ. Hemopoiesis means formation of RBCs. As it is responsible for the formation of RBCs, it is called as hemopoietic organ. Kupffer cells, which are present in the liver, they are responsible for the digestion of old RBCs. So this is all the function of liver. Okay. The next gland is the pancreas. Where is pancreas present? So actually pancreas, it is just leaf-like, like this. It is leaf-like structure, which is lying between this duodenum and the stomach. Stomach and duodenum, इन दोनों के बीच में जो leaf-like organ present है, that is nothing but the pancreas. This pancreas, it is a mixed gland. I had already told you about it, because some part of it, it will act as an exocrine, which will secrete pancreatic juice, and that exocrine part is called as acini, and the other part is the endocrine part, which is ductless part, and that part is called as islets of Langerhans. So acini, they are shaped, and they are formed by the single layer of glandular pyramidal shaped cells. So these cells, they will secrete pancreatic juice. The endocrine part, I had already told you, it is made up of group of cells, and it is present in the connective tissue between these acinine. So that endocrine part is called as islets of Langerhans. These islets of Langerhans, they will secrete hormones that we had already studied when I had told you about the endocrine system. So still, I'm again telling you here, they consist of 3 types of cell mainly, alpha, beta, and delta. So alpha, that will secrete glucagon, beta will secrete insulin, and it is controlled by the delta somatostatin hormone is there. So here, all these are important or they are very specific. So here, this alpha cell which secrete glucagon, it increases the production of blood glucose level. Then it is also help in neo geo neo glycogenosis. Then the insulin, that will decrease the blood sugar level by utilizing it into energy, and somatostatin, it will control both the glucagon and the insulin. So this is about the glands. Now, how they work, just we had seen how they, where are that these glands are. So here, liver cell, that will secrete bile, which is deposited in the gallbladder, and whenever that is required, so that comes into the duodenum through the hepatic duct. One hepatic duct is there. And pancreatic juice, that is also comes into the duodenal part for the digestion of food. And here they also come back through the pancreatic duct. So these both duct, hepatic duct and pancreatic duct, they open as a common duct. So here that common duct is present, which will open into the duodenum, and that will helpful for the digestion of food. Okay. Now let's see what is the physiology behind it, because this is very important. So we had already seen that food which we are eating, that is insoluble. As it is insoluble, it will cannot be utilized by our body. So this food, it may undergo some physical and the chemical changes so that it will convert into simple soluble, affordable, absorbable manner. And this absorb into the mucosa cell of alimentary canal. Then it will be get diffused into the blood capillaries, and from blood capillaries, it will send it to each and every part of the body. All the physical and the chemical changes in this food, they are studied under the physiology of digestion. Okay, so mechanical changes will be breaking up of food into smaller pieces, which is done with the help of our teeth. That process is called as mastication process. So here, mastication, then churning process, which is done in the stomach, and the peristaltic movement. These are the physical or we can say mechanical changes. And the chemical changes which are brought on about in the alimentary canal, so they are done with the help of some enzyme. So let's see now, one by one, the important enzyme which will be helpful. So firstly, the digestion process starts in the buccal cavity. The food, it is broken into small pieces by mastication process, or we can say chewing process. Okay, So during this process, tongue will help to mix the food with saliva, which is secreted by the salivary gland. So saliva, it is watery. That's serous saliva, which is watery. It converts the food into paste. Then here, this saliva, mucous saliva, it contains salivary amylase or the ptyalin enzyme. So this ptyalin or salivary amylase, it converts the starch into maltose. So starch, actually it is polysaccharide and it get converted into disaccharide, that is the maltose. So this process takes place with the help of which enzyme? The salivary amylase enzyme. Then here, what will happen? The round ball will be formed of this food, which is called as bolus. So this bolus then push towards the esophagus. Okay. So here, this process is done with the help of tongue. This tongue will push it into the esophagus. So the tongue press the palate so that it will push towards the pharynx, and that process is called as swallowing or the deglutition. Okay. Then with the help of the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the muscles which are present in the esophagus, this food, I had already told you what are the peristaltic movement. So with the help of that peristaltic movement, the food will enter into the stomach. So here there will be no change occur into the esophagus. Directly, with the help of peristaltic movement, the food will enter into the stomach. So when the food will enter into the stomach, that time the cardiac sphincter, which is present above the stomach, that will get open and the food will enter into the stomach. Okay. The pyloric sphincter, that will always be closed. So as soon as it will enter into the stomach, so that cardiac sphincter, it will get closed so that the regurgitation will not occur. Regurgitation यानी खाना वापस से ऊपर जो है तो नहीं आना चाहिए. Do you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the next process, it takes place into the stomach. So stomach consists of some glands which are called as gastric glands. Gastric gland, they will start to secrete gastric juice as soon as the food will enter into the stomach. This gastric juice will contain hydrochloric acid, mucus, as well as it contains inactive protein digestive enzyme, which is called as pepsinogen. So here, churning process will take place in the stomach, in which with the help of peristaltic movement, this process, churning process takes place, so in which the food will mixed with the gastric juice. So this is the physical digestion actually, and food get properly mixed with this gastric juice, which is produced by the stomach. Okay. Then hydrochloric acid, it will perform some important function. So what is that? So it will stop the action of salivary amylase. Then second thing, it will provide acidic medium, which is required for the food to convert inactive pepsinogen to active pepsin. Then it will kill the germs that may enter along with the food. The last function is it will help to soften the food. So these are the main functions which are Which one? It will stop the action of salivary amylase enzyme. Second, it will provide acidic medium, which is required to convert inactive pepsinogen into active pepsin. Third, it will kill the germs which will enter with the help of food. And the last one, it will help to soften the food. Here, pepsin, it will act on protein then, and it will convert then, it will convert this protein into peptones and the proteoses. So this will the first function, the function of pepsin. So how this pepsin is formed, I had already told you ki inactive, this pepsinogen which is present in the gastric juice, that will with the help of hydrochloric acid, it will convert into active pepsin, and this active pepsin, it will convert the protein into peptones and the proteoses. Then what is the function of mucus? So mucus, it will form the protective layer on the mucosa of stomach so that it will prevent the action of hydrochloric acid, because hydrochloric acid, it is a strong acid. As it is a strong acid, so definitely it will prevent the action of hydrochloric acid. Then secretion of gastric juice is controlled by sight or smell or the taste of food. तो जो भी जैसे कैसे है खाना, कैसा है, उसका साइट कैसा है, उसका स्मेल कैसा है, उसकी टेस्ट कैसा है, उस हिसाब से यहाँ पर जो है तो हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड का सिक्रेशन होता है. आफ्टर डाइजेशन इन द स्टमक, this food, it is convert into semi-solid mass. That semi-solid mass is called as chyme. So the spelling of this chyme is CHYME, chyme. Okay, so this chyme, it is acidic, and then this acidic chyme, it will travel towards the duodenum. So when the pyloric end of the stomach will open to this food, after some time it will come out in from the stomach and enter into the duodenum. Now about the duodenum. Okay, so here which process takes place in the duodenum? So in the duodenum, secretion of liver and the pancreas, they are poured. Just now I told you कि यहाँ पर जो है जो पैनक्रियाटिक जूस है तो वो पैनक्रियाटिक डक्ट के थ्रू, और जो बाइल जूस है तो वो हिपैटिक डक्ट के थ्रू जो है वो कहाँ पे आएंगे, तो दे विल कम इनटू द duodenum. Okay, then here bile help to neutralize the acidic chyme. Bile juice, it is yellowish green in color. It is a liquid. So it is made up of water. It consists of cholesterol, bile salt, bile pigments, but it will not contain any enzyme. This bile salt, it will help, or it will bring about emulsification of fat. Bile pigments, there are two types of bile pigments, bilirubin and biliverdin. So bilirubin and biliverdin, they are produced as a result of breakdown of hemoglobin. So they give, because of this bile pigment, bilirubin and biliverdin, they gives particular color to the fecal matter. So if we are getting suffer from jaundice, so that time the stool will, or this fecal matter, it will become creamish, because bilirubin and biliverdin, they will absent there. Okay. Then what is the action of pancreatic enzyme? Or pancreatic juice firstly. So pancreatic juice contain water. It also contains sodium salts and different types of enzyme. So various enzymes which are present in this pancreatic juice, they will perform a specific function. So what is that? So firstly, pancreatic amylase enzyme. This pancreatic amylase enzyme that act on the starch and that will get converted into maltose. So 40% starch convert into maltose in the buccal cavity by salivary amylase, and the remaining 60% that is convert into maltose with the help of pancreatic amylase enzyme. After that, it contains lipase. Lipase convert the lipid into fatty acids and the glycerol. So this lipid or fat, it gets converted into fatty acid and glycerol with the help of enzyme lipase, which is present in the pancreatic juice. Then this inactive trypsinogen, it is present into this pancreatic juice, which is converted into trypsin by enterokinase enzyme, which is present in the intestinal juice. And this intestinal juice, it is secreted in the small intestine. After that, this inactive trypsinogen will convert into active trypsin. So what will be the action of trypsin? This trypsin, it will convert protein as well as proteoses and peptones into polypeptides. Then chymotrypsinogen, this enzyme, it is present into again pancreatic juice. So this chymotrypsinogen, it convert into active chymotrypsin with the help of trypsin enzyme. Okay, so these things takes place with the help of pancreatic juice. Then after that, this chymotrypsin, it will convert the polypeptide into dipeptide. Nucleic acid get converted into nucleotides with the help of nucleolase enzyme. Then nucleotides will convert into nucleoside with the help of nucleotidase enzyme. And finally, nucleosides, they will convert into sugar and the nitrogenous base with the help of nucleosidase enzyme. So here, intestinal juice, it also contains some enzymes. So what will be the action of it? So here, enterokinase, that will convert trypsinogen to trypsin and chymotrypsinogen into chymotrypsin. Maltase, it will convert maltose into glucose. Sucrase or the sucrase enzyme, that will convert sucrose into glucose and fructose. Then lactose get converted into glucose and galactose with the help of lactase enzyme. Dipeptide get converted into amino acid with the help of dipeptidase enzyme. Emulsified fats, they get converted into fatty acids and glycerol with the help of lipase enzyme. So in this way, this action get completed. And at the end of the digestion, chyme, it get converted into liquid form, which is covered as chyle. So chyme, which is present in the stomach, that will get converted into chyle in the small intestine, which is watery. As it is watery, and important amino acid, glucose, fructose, fatty acid, glycerol, all these are present in the chyle. So all these get digested, okay, to they are means they get digestive products, we can say. They are the digestive products of carbohydrate, proteins, and fats. Then what will happen here? So here, the digested food, which is converted into simple form, that get diffused into the inner lining of digestive tract. So that process is called as absorption. Water, inorganic salt, and some amount of glucose, it is absorbed in the inner wall of stomach. And the rest of the absorption, it is done into the small intestine. So small intestine contains so many villi. Villi, means as it is highly coiled ना, तो it वो जो है तो बहुत ऐसे जमा होगा, जो पार्ट होता है, that part is called as villi. So these villi, they will increase the surface area for absorption, and so most of the things get absorbed into the small intestine, and these villi, they are surrounded by blood vessels, and into these blood vessels, this food, it will get absorbed. So this absorption takes place by either osmosis process or diffusion process, or there may be active absorption process. Amino acid, that is get absorbed into the blood vessels. Fatty acid and glycerol, they get absorbed in the lymph capillaries, which are also called as lacteals. Fatty acids, they are first incorporated into the small droplets, which are called as micelles, and then they will convert it into, they will move towards the intestine. They are just convert into small protein coated fat lobules, which are called as chylomicrons, and these chylomicrons, they get transmitted into the lacteals. They are further absorbed in the lymph nodes. Firstly they will absorb in the lymph, and then they will go into the towards the lymph nodes. So in this way, this absorption process takes place. After that, assimilation process will be there. So absorb food material, it is the part of protoplasma, and that process is called as assimilation. So here mitochondria oxidize this food so that it will liberate energy in the form of ATP, which is utilized for survival. And lastly, digestion process takes place. So when the digestion of small intestine, it will become soluble, useful, so then it will get absorbed, and whatever undigested, unwanted residues is there, that will send towards the large intestine. But when the food, undigested food come into the large intestine, so that is watery, and so that water and the salt which is present in that get reabsorbed in the large intestine, and semi-solid waste is formed, which is called as feces. And this feces, it is thrown out into the through the anus, and that process is called as defecation. So this is all about the gastrointestinal tract. Do you understood, all of you? Do you understood, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any difficulties regarding this part?
मैम
हाँ बोलो.
मैम पेप्सिन का क्या फंक्शन होता है जो स्टमक में प्रेजेंट रहता है वो?
पेप्सिन कन्वर्ट करता है प्रोटीन को सिंपल फॉर्म में प्रोटियोसिस और पेप्टोसिस में। पेप्टोन्स और प्रोटियोसिस ये थोड़ा सा सिंपल फॉर्म है, जो आगे चल के जो है, तो जो मैंने आप लोगों को बताया कि पैनक्रियाटिक जूस जो होता है, तो पैनक्रियाटिक जूस में यहाँ पर जो है तो ये जो ट्रिप्सिन होता है, ये ट्रिप्सिन फिर बाद में बचा हुआ प्रोटीन और जो पेप्सिन ने कन्वर्ट किया हुआ पेप्टोन्स और प्रोटियोसिस जो है, तो उसको फिर पॉलीपेप्टाइड में कन्वर्ट करता है। और फिर पॉलीपेप्टाइड जो होता है उसका कन्वर्शन काइमोट्रिप्सिन जो है तो वो डाइपेप्टाइड्स में, फिर डाइपेप्टियोडेज एंजाइम होता है। और तो डाइपेप्टियोडेज एंजाइम जो होता है वो उसे अमाइनो एसिड में कन्वर्ट करता है। तो इस तरह से ये एक्शन होती है। जो जैसे कार्बोहाइड्रेट का सिंपल फॉर्म ग्लूकोज है, ठीक है, प्रोटीन का अमाइनो एसिड है, और फैट्स जो है, लिपिड्स जो है, तो उसका फैटी एसिड और ग्लिसरॉल है। तो इसमें जब तक पूरी तरह से कन्वर्शन नहीं होता तब तक डाइजेशन की प्रोसेस नहीं होगी। डू यू अंडरस्टूड नाउ?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody have any queries again? As anybody have any queries? और किसी को कुछ पूछना है तो ये ध्यान में रखना कि देखो कार्बोहाइड्रेट की प्रोसेस जो है तो द डाइजेशन ऑफ कार्बोहाइड्रेट स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द माउथ। तो 40% जो स्टार्च है दैट विल कन्वर्ट इनटू माल्टोज जो है तो उसमें कन्वर्शन होता है। और 60% जो है तो वो पैनक्रियाटिक जूस जो होता है डुओडेनम में जो सिक्रेट हो रहा है पैनक्रियाटिक पैनक्रियास से, तो वो फिर पैनक्रियाटिक जो ये वाला अमाइलेज एंजाइम होता है वो बाकी का बचा हुआ माल्टोज में कन्वर्ट करेगा। फिर माल्टोज का कन्वर्शन ग्लूकोज में माल्टेज नाम के एंजाइम से होता है। तो ये जो माल्टोज है ये इंटेस्टिनल जूस में प्रेजेंट होता है, ठीक है। अगेन जो प्रोटीन का है तो प्रोटीन का अभी मैंने बताया कि कैसे होगा। प्रोटीन का क्या बताया मैंने, स्टमक में सबसे पहले तो इनएक्टिव क्या प्रेजेंट है, पेप्सिनोजन प्रेजेंट है। उसको एक्टिव पेप्सिन में कौन कन्वर्ट कराएगा, तो हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड। फिर पेप्सिन जो है तो पेप्सिन क्या करेगा, पेप्सिन जो है तो प्रोटीन का कन्वर्शन प्रोटियोसिस और पेप्टोन में कराएगा। उसके बाद में जो पैनक्रियाटिक जूस में ट्रिप्सिन होता है तो वो ट्रिप्सिन जो है ये प्रोटीन, पेप्टोन्स और प्रोटियोसिस इसको कन्वर्ट कराएगा पॉलीपेप्टाइड्स में। पॉलीपेप्टाइड्स जो है तो इसका कन्वर्शन डाइपेप्टाइड्स में काइमोट्रिप्सिन कराएगा। और जो डाइपेप्टाइड्स है तो इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ डाइपेप्टिडेज एंजाइम दे विल कन्वर्ट इनटू अमाइनो एसिड, दैट इज द सिंपल। और लास्टली फैट्स जो है तो फैट्स का इमल्सिफिकेशन कौन करवाएगा, तो बाइल कराएगा। अब जो इमल्सिफाइड फैट है तो उसका कन्वर्शन लाइपेज एंजाइम होता है, जो कि दोनों इसमें होता है, पैनक्रियाटिक जूस में भी होता है और इंटेस्टिनल जूस में भी होता है। तो दैट विल कन्वर्ट दिस लाइपेज एंजाइम विल कन्वर्ट fats into fatty acids and glycerol. Do you understood now? Do you understood all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So again, anybody have any queries regarding this? We had already taken the diseases which are common diseases which are related with this gastrointestinal tract. So here, this is the end of your module second also. I think it was the first module. So module first, module second, and module third, I have completed all. Only the different types of tissues are there. So that I will take it on Monday. Okay. Only one topic is remain. बाकी तो मैंने syllabus complete कर दिया है, and I have completed some part of the practical module also. So we had taken the first aid and the what we will do if the snake bite will be there and burn and all that. So that we had taken. Now here I'm going to tell you how to count the pulse rate. Okay. So here we generally take the pulse of radial artery. Radial artery, it is present near the thumb. Okay, so here this is the thumb. Okay, at the end of this thumb, so if you will press with the help of these three fingers, if you will press like this, you just try to take press it. Do you feel anything? Do you feel anything? Are you pressing or not?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That is the pulse. Okay, so we generally count it in one minute. How, what is the rate of it? Tell me. All of you count it. अपने खुद के जो है तो पल्स काउंट करो 1 मिनट में and tell me what is the number of it. Is it counted? What is the number? कोई बताएगा?
मैम 75
75. It's okay.
हो रहा था पर मतलब ऐसे काउंटिंग करते समय बहुत फास्टली हो रहा था वो।
हाँ, और कोई बताएगा?
मैम 72
हाँ, it's a normal. Okay. Anybody?
मैम 74
Okay. So the normal range of this pulse rate, I had already told you when I had taken theory. So this is 70 to 80. In between 70 to 80, the exact average is 75 per minute. So pulse rate, what is pulse rate actually? So when our heart get contract, so that time the blood flows into the artery. So when the blood flows into the artery, that time it forms the waves, and that waves is called as pulse rate. That is called as actually pulse, and whatever counting is there, that is the pulse rate. The normal pulse rate is actually 75 per minute, or it may be between the 70 to 80. But in some people, it may get decrease or increase. If it may get decrease, then it is called as bradycardia. And if it is increase, then that is called as tachycardia. So you just remember this word, tachycardia means when the pulse rate will increase more than 90 or more than 90, then it is called as tachycardia. And if the pulse rate will be decreased, it may be 60 or below it, then it is called as bradycardia. समझ में आया? ठीक है. दिस इज अगेन वन ऑफ द प्रैक्टिकल। तो ये हमने बैठे बैठे यहाँ पे कर लिया। वन इज द ब्लड प्रेशर। तो ब्लड प्रेशर तो आप ऐसे, मैं तो बता दूंगी आपको कैसे लेना होता है, लेकिन आप जो है तो प्रैक्टिस करके देखना अगर नियर बाय किसी के पास में है तो यहाँ पर जो है, जो हम ब्लड प्रेशर मेजर करते हैं, तो दैट इंस्ट्रूमेंट इज कॉल्ड एज ब्लड प्रेशर। तो कभी भी ध्यान में रखना कि जब भी प्रैक्टिकल हम करते हैं तो रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस हमको पूछे जाते हैं। तो फर्स्टली, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय ब्लड प्रेशर? तो व्हेन द हार्ट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट और रिलैक्स, तो that time some pressure is created in the wall of arteries. So that pressure, that force is called as blood pressure. So here we generally measure the pressure from the brachial artery, and this brachial artery, it is present in the, just here, this is the elbow joint, just above medial side, just above it. If you will press like this, press करके देखो, do you feel any pulsation? Tell me, do you feel any pulsation?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, तो this pulsation is of brachial artery. Okay, and so we generally measure the pressure from this brachial artery. We measure the blood pressure with the help of instrument. That instrument is called as sphygmomanometer. Okay, so this is the sphygmomanometer. In this sphygmomanometer, you can see some markings here. Okay, and at the base of it, just see this index finger. So here you can see mercury is present. So when this is the, ये जो है, तो ये क्या है, इसके अंदर में एयर बैग। तो वी टाई दिस, अब मुझे मेरा ही अगर करना है तो it will be quite difficult. So we just tie it just above two to four fingers above this. Okay, and then here we just tight it, but there should be at least 2 finger space must be there. ठीक है, जब हम इसको टाइट कर लेंगे तो here this is the bulb and this is the wall. तो just we tighten the wall. ये wall जो है तो हम टाइट करते हैं and just pump. So when we will pump the air, it will just enter into this bag, air bag, which is present here in the, to this, the air which we are pushing, so that will definitely press the artery, brachial artery, and in this way, here you will see mercury, it will also get increase. See, so when we will push the mercury level, it will increase. Okay, like this. अब मैं दोनों भी एक ही साथ कर रही हूँ, that's why. तो ये जो है तो हम increase करते हैं near about 180 तक, 200 तक. Okay, then we just move this. तो जैसे ही हम मूव करने लगते हैं तो ये मर्क्यूरी लेवल नीचे नीचे आने लगती है. ओके, ये वॉल जो है तो हम थोड़ा सा रिलीज करेंगे तो इट विल स्टार्ट टू कम. तो यहाँ पर जो है वन टाइम विल बी कम वेयर द, यहाँ सबसे पहले तो स्टेथो भी जो है तो वो कान में भी लगाना होता है. अब कैसा मैं साइमल्टेनियसली ये सारी चीजें नहीं बता पा रही, एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पा रही हूँ, तो पहले मैं समझा दूं फिर बाद में बता रही हूँ. तो यहाँ पर जैसे हम ये पंप करेंगे तो मर्क्यूरी की लेवल इंक्रीज होते जाएगी, तो हम नियर अबाउट 180 to 200 तक ये लेवल लेके जाएंगे. देन व्हाट वी विल डू हियर, तो वी विल हियर हम ऐसे स्टेथो जो है, तो ये इस ब्रैकियल आर्टरी पे रखते हैं, और जब वो रिलीज हो रहा है तो दैट टाइम यहाँ पर जो है, तो वी विल हियर सम टक 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 वॉइस. ओके, एंड एट सम पॉइंट दैट वॉइस विल डिसअपियर. जो वॉइस होता है, सबसे पहले जब वॉइस आता है, तो दैट इज द सिस्टोलिक ब्लड प्रेशर, एंड वेयर द वॉइस विल स्टॉप, दैट इज द डायस्टोलिक प्रेशर. तो लाइक दैट वी टेक द ब्लड प्रेशर. ठीक है, डू यू अंडरस्टूड बेटा?
यस मैम.
यस
अब कि प्रैक्टिकली जब तक अपन नहीं करते हैं तो उसको हम नहीं समझ पाते हैं कि कैसा वॉइस आ रहा है या कब वॉइस खत्म हो रहा है. तो उस तरह से ये रहेगा, और फिर जब अपना हो जाता है तो हम इसकी जो एयर होती है, तो हम इस तरह से उसको जो है तो पुश करके बाहर निकाल लेते हैं. दिस इज द हाउ टू मेजर द ब्लड प्रेशर. एक बार इसको वापस से बता दूंगी मैं मंडे को, किसी को, मम्मी को या किसी को बैठा लूंगी और उनका लेते हुए मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगी. ओके,
ओके मैम.
यस मैम.
मुझे खुद का लेना तो नहीं जमेगा ना, इसलिए किसी एक को ऐसा बैठा कर कि उसे कैसे लिया जाता है मैं आप लोगों को बता दूं. ओके बेटा, थैंक यू.
थैंक यू मैम.
Uh, 1 minute, I have to take a screenshot. जब क्लासेस हो तो माइक म्यूट नहीं करते हो, आपके घर की बातें सारी यहाँ पे सुनाई आती है. ओके, थैंक यू.
थैंक यू मैम.